So, just tell me, fill me in briefly about what it was like for you between the end of Overseer and the announcement of the Kickstarter. Just like a brief backstory to the
Yeah,
Kickstarter, I suppose.
the brief backstory is, I mean, we did try on a number of occasions to bring the series back, first through Microsoft, then through Microsoft Casual Games. Both of them worked their way up the ladder a little bit and then just disappeared. We went to several publishers, same type of thing, no real interest in adventure games at a certain point. So really at one point we decided, okay, well maybe we'll try this again, maybe as a casual game, just some way of getting it out so we can tell everybody, Tex is not dead, he didn't die at the end of Overseer, he's still alive, he's still out there. But even that was, once we really started trying to lay it out, we went, I don't think anybody's going to be satisfied with this. So when Double Fine ran their Kickstarter, was like, hey, that could be the opportunity we're looking for. If we could get a base amount of money, and then the money that we were thinking of using for the Tex Murphy casual game, it might be enough to do a basic Tex Murphy game that we thought people would be happy with. So really the announcement was like almost Nirvana. This could be the way that we can make this happen.
Right. What the fan response to the Kickstarter, was it what you expected, more than you expected?
I think the first couple of days, the initial response was pretty much off the charts. I didn't expect that it would happen, that quickly. The amount of money, I think the first day we had over $200,000, which really surprised me because, again, the category that we were in, the FMV category, had really fallen out of favor. I mean, nobody was doing anything like that, so it was like a lot of people couldn't even relate to that type of a game anymore. And really the press was pretty terrible for that type of product, when it basically faded out in 2000. And so to have that number of people excited about it was really very much an eye-opener for us. And we knew that it probably wasn't as deep as some of the other games because from our standpoint, I mean, some of the other products, Kickstarter games, were probably bigger games in their day than ours. I mean, Under a Killing Moon was pretty big, but I mean, you had to go way back for that. So to have enough people remember it and enough people excited about it that they would support it at that level really was pretty shocking.
So tell me about the process of creating Tesla Effect pretty much alongside the fans. I mean, you hired some of them, Matt Van Roon in particular doing
Right.
the VFX, and Bjorn, and Sam contributed some programming, and somebody else did music.
Right.
And just what has the experience been like for you to involve the fans in such an intimate, manner with the development of Tesla Effect?
In many ways, it's surprising because they know some of the intimate details better than I can remember them. And so if we started heading down a certain path, or even like the street, I mean, going through and saying, okay, this is pretty much the street, and they would say, no, it's almost the street, but you need a wooden fence along here, and remember up in this window there was something creepy that he saw, and it was just like, you're right. And if that's really our goal here, is to give people this opportunity to step back into Chandler Avenue. Those are things that we can't miss on. So a lot of it, we knew the big picture stuff, but a number of of the finer details that really do make a difference, they were the ones bringing them to the forefront. They were saying, do you remember this? And it was like, yeah, I do. And then when we would add it, it was just like, you're absolutely right. Those types of things make all the difference in terms of getting that feeling back. So actually it's been wonderful. Plus, they support the product. I mean, their heart and soul is in this, and to them, this is absolutely critical that they get that experience again. So it's been very, very helpful.
Yeah, as far as I can think of, it's unprecedented, the level of fan involvement here. I can't think of another game or project out there that had such a. I mean, a lot of Kickstarters,
Right.
they'll have communities where they'll engage with the backers and ask for suggestions and things, but nothing to this extent. It's
Well,
as far as I know.
yeah, and I haven't heard of anything along those lines. I think the biggest difference is, you know, we had a nice budget to work with and a little additional money, but because of the intensity and because they were willing to, in many cases, volunteer their services for a while, it just made a difference in getting it off the ground and allowing us to go, hey, I think we can do this bigger, because at a certain point, as we talked about, the game was about this big, and it was about the size of Under a Killing Moon, but for me, it just didn't quite feel satisfying to do it, but with the help of the fans and the support of the fans, and the support of these guys actually working on the project, it allowed me to say, I think we'll make that leap of faith and make it a bigger game that I believe will be much more satisfying to the fans themselves, because it will have more of the elements, and there's a bigger real ripping conclusion to this, whereas this didn't quite have it. This does. And so really, I think it allowed us to make that next jump to take it to a much bigger scale sized game.
Beautiful. Okay, and finally, how pleased are you with the final result of Tesla Effect? And without giving anything away, what do you think about the future of Tex?
Well, first of all, I have to say this because of the fan support, because of bringing in a publisher. A number of factors from where I had envisioned it when we started the Kickstarter and what we thought we could do. It's much, much better than I ever felt that it could be. I mean, to me, the scale is much bigger, the quality is much higher, and the experience is going to be much richer than people would have gotten had we just said, here it is, we're going to lock down on the $600,000. No, we got a little bit more money, we put it in, and the fan base was willing to support it and really put their blood into it. And again, that allowed us to stretch it, but it also made it much, much better. So the product that I had originally envisioned, this is so much better than what that, in my mind would have been. That to me personally, that is so satisfying. So yeah, I just feel all of these factors are serendipitous, but it's also because everyone's so dedicated and, as I said, put their blood on the page, that it made all the difference to allow it to be bigger, better, and stronger than anything that I had originally envisioned.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time, sir.
Yes, Aaron, thank you. I appreciate your support. And, again, I love your video. I thought it was hilarious.